Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for the launch of Golden Rules for a Golden Age of Gas, the IEA's new special report. I am now honored to introduce to you our two speakers this morning. To my left, Ms. Maria van der Hoeven, the IEA's Executive Director, and Dr. Fatih Birol, Chief Economist of the IEA and lead author of this special report. And now, Ms. van der Hoeven will make some opening remarks.
Thank you very much, Greg, and welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to this event. And of course, you know that the launch of the annual World Energy Outlook in November has already become a regular fixture in energy calendar, and will take place again this year on the 12th of November. So please note the date, 12th November, World Energy Outlook presentation here in London. But now, for the second time, we are meeting with you all in the spring to present a special report, special World Energy Outlook report on natural gas. And I know that there will be another special report later in the year on the energy outlook for Iraq, and that will be, Fatih, in October.
October, yes.
Well, today's report, you may be glad to know, is shorter than the full World Energy Outlook that comes at around 600 or more pages. But I'm confident that it will make a weighty contribution to the global energy debate, as it tackles a very topical and important issue, namely the environmental and social impact of developing unconventional gas. And unconventional gas has in some ways been an unexpected arrival on the energy scene. These resources have been known for about decades, but lay largely untouched, as they were widely considered too difficult and too expensive to develop. But technology is unlocking this reserve, most visibly in North America, where the surge in shale gas production over the past decade has had dramatic consequences for energy markets, not only in North America but around the world. And the way unconventional gas is produced has much in common with conventional gas. But more wells are usually required to produce the same amount of gas, and techniques as hydraulic fracturing are often needed. And these gas resources are often located in areas that have no recent history of large-scale oil or gas production. And this is one of their key attractions, because it means in many cases the possibility to develop a local resource with positive implications for energy security and the domestic economy. But it is also a source of concern, as it can mean the arrival of a new industry in areas which may not have expected it, and frankly, where the regulatory framework may not be ready for it. So now countries all over the world are looking to emulate the experience of North America with unconventional gas, with China and Australia leading the way, but also interest from other parts of the world, parts from Europe, Latin America, and elsewhere. And at the IEA, we see that this boost to gas supply could bring a number of important benefits: greater energy diversity, more secure supply in those countries that rely on imports to meet their gas needs, as well as global benefits in the form of reduced energy costs. But let's be honest, alongside these potential economic and energy security benefits, there are also legitimate public concerns. Concerns about the environmental and social impacts of unconventional gas production. And these include the implications for water resource, land use, for disruption to local communities. And they also include the serious potential hazards of water contamination, air pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. Now, the technology and the know-how already exist for unconventional gas to be produced in an environmentally acceptable way. But if the social and environmental impacts are not addressed properly, there is a very real possibility that public opposition to drilling for Shale gas and other types of unconventional gas will halt the unconventional gas revolution in its tracks. So it's up to industry to win public confidence by demonstrating exemplary performance, and it's up to governments because they must ensure that appropriate policies and regulatory regimes are in place. Now let me come to the special report of today. In this special report we have set out a number of golden rules. And these are principles. Principles that can help governments, industry and other stakeholders to address the social and environmental issues. And my chief economist, Fatih Birol, will speak about that in more detail in a moment. And I also announced today that to build on the golden rules, we are establishing a high-level platform so that governments can share insights on the policy and regulatory action that can accompany an expansion in unconventional gas production, shale gas in particular. And this platform will be open to IEA member countries and non-member countries alike. The creation of this high-level platform also represents a response to the request from G8 leaders at Camp David 2 weeks ago. They welcomed this IEA work, and they agreed to review it as part of their effort to share information on strategies for environmentally safe and sustainable production of natural gas. Finally, before passing the floor to Fatih, I would like to share with you some thoughts on the role of natural gas in the transition to the low-carbon energy economy. As our analysis again shows today, natural gas does have some advantages from the perspective of emissions and local air quality when it replaces other, more carbon-intensive fossil fuels. So natural gas, including unconventional gas, can play an important role. But on its own, natural gas does not provide the answer to the challenge of climate change. And I take this opportunity to underline again that governments around the world need to introduce much stronger policies and measures than they currently envisage to drive forward investment in efficient, low-carbon technologies to make energy supply more secure and prevent potentially catastrophic climate change. Well, these are my opening remarks. And now, Fatih, the floor is yours.